The valley found in between these chains of mountains in eastern Ethiopia is known as Arar Valley. There are few people living in Arar Valley until some internally displaced people were settled in it 30 years ago. The history those displaced people shared, however, began in the nearby Babile town. This place is found in Babile town. It is now the compound of a student hostel constructed by Menschen for Menschen. 30 years ago, this field, which is now the home of young and aspiring students, was a place of misery and hopelessness. In 1981, one could hardly see this field, as it was covered with temporary shelters of thousands of people displaced by the Ethio-Somali War and drought. The Ethiopian government and other non-governmental organizations were providing food aid for the displaced people until they were finally settled in Arar Valley. Teb Ahmed is 45. He was born and grew up in Babile town. He was 14 years old in 1981 and vividly remembers how much the displaced people were affected by the drought and the resulting famine.
ህፃናቶች በብዛት ይመጡ ነበር በዛን ሰዓት በቀን ቢያንስ አንድ 5-3 በሚሞቱበት ጊዜ አለ ህፃናት ከዛም በኋላ ነው በአንድ መቃብር እንዳም እስከ 2-3 ሰው እዚህ ጋር አካባቢ ነው መቃብሩ በዛ ሁሉ እየተቀበረ ነበር
The life in that shelter was so miserable and they were living in a very small hut exposed for sun for rain and everything and I still remember when mothers were telling us that some of their children were taken by hyenas from those tukuls.
While the displaced people were being sheltered here, a famous actor made a guest appearance on a German TV show Wetten, dass on May 16, 1981.
Und ich wette, dass nicht einmal ein Drittel von Ihnen Zuschauern, und das sind geschätzte...
The actor, Karl-Heinz Baum, one of the most popular actors in German-speaking countries, used the TV show to open a very new chapter, not only in his life, but also in the lives of those poor displaced people in Babile town. Baum wagered that he would not succeed in motivating every third viewer to donate a German mark for the needy people in Sahel zone. Wetten, dass had 18 million viewers by then, and Karl was expecting to raise 6 million German marks.
If I lose the bet, then I would go myself to Africa and to see that one child would not die of hunger for 1 year. I mean, this was idealistic, but it was the basic idea. I want to do something, to move something. My main intention was my main move, that I wanted to move something, was fury. Fury against the injustice between the rich countries in the world and such countries in the Sahelian zone where so many people die of hunger per year. And this is not to imagine of hunger in this rich world which we have. Why should there one person die of hunger in the whole world?
His legendary appeal to TV viewers brought about a decisive turning point in his life. Karl-Heinz Baum won the bet. He did not succeed in motivating every third viewer to donate. A total of 1.2 million German marks was raised. On October 30th, 1981, Karl-Heinz Baum flew to Ethiopia for the first time. He was then taken to the displaced people in Babile. When Karl came to visit them, some of the displaced people had already lived in the shelter for 2 years. On November 13, 1981, Karl-Heinz Baum founded the aid organization Menschen for Menschen, People to People, in Munich, Germany. Menschen for Menschen first provided food aid for the displaced people, but from the beginning, Karl-Heinz Baum's plan was to make the people
It is